Awful new video from Ukraine's capital, Kyiv. That's a Russian shell hitting an apartment building. In the midst of some of the worst fighting is an American toddler. His dad desperately wants him home. He plans to leave for the war zone next week to get his son back. Bruce Leshan was with him at the Ukrainian embassy in D.C. today when he applied for permission to go look for his 2-year-old.
And so we claim this ground for Alexander, even for his mother, Lord. We pray for them, that they would be safe.
In war, all too often, it's the innocent who pay the most terrible price.
It's a little moose. That's why he used to say moose, moose.
Among all the children now at risk in Ukraine, a California family has spent weeks praying for theirs.
I'm worried he's hurt. And also, they have no water in there. I guess you can live without gas or electricity, but water?
Just over a year ago, defying a judge's order, Antonina Aslanova abducted her son Alexander from his father's home near L.A. and took him to Ukraine. To Mariupol, a southern city now surrounded by Russian troops, where not even a maternity hospital is safe.
I love him more than my own life. I'm going to go to Ukraine. A lot of people have told me not to do it, that it's too dangerous, but I'm going to do everything I can to bring my son home.
How common are these kinds of international abductions?
Unfortunately, in the United States at least, every year between 800 and 1,000 American children are removed from the United States and taken to a foreign nation.
Okay, guys, so that's the story, and unfortunately, this is the result.
Керчь, принимал участие в специально-военной операции в составе внимательно пункта управления Южного военного округа. Вот. Непосредственно, значит, здесь вот вы видите паспорт гражданина Соединенных Штатов, который свидетельствует о том, что такой гражданин находился на территории Украины, непосредственно в Мариуполе, принимал участие в боевых действиях по территории Мариуполя на стороне украинской армии. Соответственно, был погиб, захоронен в районе поселка Моряков, западная окраина города Мариуполя, соответственно, с координатами X52 16 710 и 738 72 73. Это для того, чтобы его родные, естественно, все-таки могли, мы люди остаемся людьми в любом случае, чтобы они могли после уже боевых действий, наверное, как-то решить вопрос о захоронении там по месту жительства.
Basically, translated is that he was killed fighting for the Ukrainian forces, and these are the coordinates of basically where he was buried. So if relatives or family want to find him, and I wanted to bring up the story, and I'm not sure if this has become, fake stream yet, but this guy did indeed join up with the army to fight. In this article it says that was his only way to get into Mariupol, where at the embassy Quinton got himself on a list of volunteers allowed to join the war effort. He plans to fly to Poland sometimes next week. So he didn't indeed join the military, and whether he was just keen on fighting specifically or whether he was just he seems like just like a dad who wanted to see his son. I don't know if he's had military experience or anything like that. It doesn't say. Maybe other people can find more information on it. But the sad thing that I wanted to talk about with the story also isn't just the loss, but the fact that his son was stolen from him, which happens all the time to men. And especially, I know in Australia a lot of Japanese women do this. They take their kids to Japan and they're basically never heard or seen from again, because the Japanese government is very much on the female side when it comes to these sort of things. And so a lot of governments actually. They don't value the man's, basically the man in general, when it comes to custody laws. And unfortunately, in this situation, this guy was so desperate to see his son and maybe save him or rescue him that he ended up dying for it. And whether the son is alive or not, that's not known. Hopefully the son is alright. But the whole situation could have been avoided if the law was more harsh when it comes to women doing this sort of stuff, but they're not. So this woman did something dumb, stealing the child basically, and going to Ukraine of all places, because I guess she could get away with it there. That's the only reason she probably went, because it's not the nicest place to live, compared to America, I think. Although California is definitely getting worse from what I hear. But this is it. This is how stories like this sometimes end. And this was a very, this story was specifically connected to Ukraine, but these tragedies happen in all kinds of different ways all the time, constantly. And this article says every year between 800 and 1,000 American children are removed because of that. And yeah, and that's it. So guys, let's give more of a shit about the men in the country, right? Let them, give them some ability to make a choice how to raise their kids, and stories like this can be avoided, and stories similar to this can be avoided as well, but they're just pointless. He doesn't look like a fighter to me. He looks like just someone who went over there and, for the sake of trying to find his son, he joined up with the Ukrainian military, and who knows if even the Ukrainian military killed them themselves, for maybe not wanting to fight, or who knows what happened, how his life ended, and his life did, and hopefully his son is alright. Okay guys, that's all I wanted to make this quick video about. All the best.